Hi class, welcome to doing what we were supposed to be doing before, but it wasn't working and now it sort of works. In order to import and export animations, you do your animation. Here's just a walk animation. It's 24 frames. I'm going to...
Wait, can you record this?
I am?
He is.
Okay, just checking.
Now, what you want to do, because we want to be able to move this around in space here, is not select this thing called NURBS curved circle, which is our mover object. It's when we want to move this guy in place somewhere, we move that. So we don't want that to be included within our animation track system, because we're just building cycles of other stuff. So I'm going to select everything below that manually here, and then I'm going to come up here to Windows, Works, Animation Editor, Time Editor, and I'm going to add selected content from scene and create what's called a clip. There's my clip. I wish I had a rename. Does it have a rename? I rename clip. Clip 1 we're going to call walk. Great, that way we'll be able to find it later on. So the clip editor here, right, we kind of talked about this before. Move him over here so you can see. If we take the clip editor, I can go Control C, Control V, and it'll create a different clip. And before this, if this clip was, it just went for the one walk and then stopped. But now I have this other clip here, and I can butt that up against this one, and it'll keep walking, making cycles, meaning that if I extended my timeline to say 200 and wanted him to walk again and again and again, I could just keep plunking these down. But what I'd rather you guys do before you get this far is select this here and go File, Export Selected, and then name it Walk Clip, and then put it somewhere where you can find it. You see, CBO animation. I'm going to call this walk clip 3. Export that. And so now I've saved this clip, which is his animation of him walking, into that file. So now if I want to import that, I can just go create a new track like this one. I can go here, create an animation track, and I can go import animation clip, and then find walk clip 3, double click on that. Yeah, that's fine. And you can see there it is there. And I can move that back up here if I want. And you can see it moves. And if I move this out of the way, he'll freeze for a second and then go into the walk. Alright, so I'm going to move this down here to the 3rd level, and I want to import another clip I had saved previous. So I saved a clip of his walk, I saved a clip of his run, and I saved a clip of his idle. And here in this track, I want to import another animation clip of his idle. You can also import clips from just regular animations, apparently. So if I click on that, it'll bring in that animation from an MB file. You don't have to save it as a clip, and allow you to just drag that in there. So now I have a walk and an idle, and this is the other walk that we imported. Right, so if I put these together, it looks like this: walk, stop, walk again. And so he could be walking and then see the rock and then run and start walking away. Now, in order to, the problem is with this, right, is that these things live up here, so they don't really, unless you create another layer, they don't really, you can't really animate on top of them. They won't, they get really angry. And it just pops back. Because this, all the animation is up in here, it's not really in here, so you can't hand key it. I think you can go in here and mute this. I forget. Mute that, right? And then it might let me animate within that. But I kind of think that if I unmute this, it'll just snap back. Yeah. Now can you go to one of the keys with animate on and then move it? No. So what you're going to do if you want to animate something happening there, I know there's a way of doing it, but we'll figure that out in a bit. So in order to, what I'd like you to do is to get your animation all laid out, right? Your walk, your idle, and your run. And then I want you to bring it up into the same track. Doop, 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 doop. And then I want you to select them all, and we're going to make a single track from 3 different tracks, because it apparently doesn't like baking down from multiple tracks. Not sure why. So, but we can turn them all into a single track easy enough because we're not doing blending. There is blending in here, but we're not doing any of it right now. We're just butting tracks up against each other. And then you go bake, and then we want to thank you. We want to bake it to a new clip and delete. So if I bake it to a new clip and delete, you can see that now I have one clip from all the other clips that has all my animations in it. Oh, and by the way, when I imported the other clip, it baked it. When I exported the other clip, I forgot to put it baked it. This is what this clip looks like keyframe wise without being baked, and this is what it looks like after it's been baked. So it's probably better that you import your animation files directly into here without exporting baked. I'll go through that again. You're welcome. Then we want to come in here and select our things here again, and we want to take we can come back up here. So, I'm sorry, select your joints, select your timeline. This has all of our animations in it, right? And then we want to bake this, and then we want to bake to scene and delete. And now when we select our scene with our objects in it, all that animation we just had is all baked into the scene, and now you can go in and muck with it wherever you want. So use the time editor to get the bulk of your animation done, and then go back and hand animate anything you need to hand animate on top of it, reactions and stuff like that. Does that make sense? That is how I intended it to happen. I didn't realize it was such a process to try and get the stupid editor to come around these days. I apologize. All right, one more time, because I've kind of changed my mind since we've just been talking about it. I'm going to open the walk. I'm not going to save anything. And I'm going to then open the Windows Animation Editor time editor. I'm going to select everything but the NURBS curves and then bring that in. There's my animation clip. Going to extend my time editor a little bit. Oh yeah, by the way, you can scale your animations back and forth by doing that. I'm then going to come over here and I'm going to import an animation clip, but instead of bringing in an actual clip, I'm going to select the idle animation that I did before. There's the idle animation. This is just the MB file. It's not an FBX. It's nothing. The idle, I think this is safer for you guys because there's no baking involved. And if I just bring that in, you can see that it didn't bake it. It's just got the regular keys to it. Cool. Let's do it that way. All right. So if you want to bring in more animations, go File, Import Animation Clip, but then select your MB file, and the track editor seems to be able to recognize that. It used to be you had to convert it to a clip, but apparently that's not the case anymore. It auto converts it
Wait,
to
you
a
can
clip.
just do that?
Yep. Just I know, right? Had no idea until just a little while ago where I accidentally clicked on it. Technology is an ever-evolving monster. All right, I'll record this and I'll put it up for you guys to see.
I'm gonna cry now.
Everybody play the smallest violin for Daniel because he was forced to learn things over time.